Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode number 138. We're here reviewing episodes 35 to 38 of the series. 35 and 36 is a two-parter, which basically all the episodes are two-parters. This is the Capricorn arc. Yes, and we get one particular big revelation with this arc. We finally reveal what JK stands for in this series. Yes, the character JK, who's been around since like episode 1. Yeah. We finally find out what it stands for. It's viewed at the end of part 2. It stands for Kazo Jogo. Yep. That's what it stands for. And can you believe this guy is named after Kamen Rider X? Yes. That's who he's named after. Like, really? Oh yeah, really. So, in the case of this particular two-parter, where the whole thing is that we have this radio show run by this DJ named Gene, who is JK, by the way, and Gentro finds out about this pretty quickly, and we find out that he has a fan, who's a Zondart, who's a friend of his, who's also a Capricorn. Yeah, he appears in this two-parter. I don't think he appears ever again after this. No, that's not it. And his name is Tanjo Goto. Yeah, but he will reappear again in the movie I'll discuss next. Yeah, it's like this movie's like, oh yeah, let's bring back a bunch of characters from the series just to have them like make their final appearance ever in the franchise. Like with this very movie, which I'll discuss another time. Yeah. And we also find out that that this Capricorn, like how he became Capricorn was the fact, well, it's explained that Lebra's Eye of Lapis just looked into him like, oh, he found Capricorn. He found the Go constellation, just gave it to him, and like, that's it. Yeah, that's how he became Capricorn. That's kind of explained also in the next episode too, which they all set up the next two-parter as well with that one. So, yeah, and they find out pretty early on that he is basically him. The first time that they meet the Zondar is a guitar shop. Yes, of all things, a music shop of all things. They briefly fight there, and, well, we also have the first time that Leo fights Meteor. And during one particular battle, Tachibana tells him to flee. Because apparently he's not strong enough to take on Leo just yet. It's also in this two-parter that he actually got access to the previous Zondarts in the series. Aries, Cancer, Scorpio. Yeah, because he's a enforcer, that is how you have access to it. You're like, really? Yes. So you can think of this episode as like the final time we see, well, some of these other ones. Basically, this one you can use Aries, Cancer, Scorpion, and that's it. And it's all because he's an enforcer. Yeah, that's simply the reason for it. Yeah, because he was given these wishes by, of course, the chairman. Yep. Which also, I'll get back to him in just a minute here. So, yeah, so basically, Apparently, his music activates, like, it has an effect on the switches. And according to Leo, according to him, he says this might lead to the finding of the core switch. Now, the chairman is looking for this thing quite some time. He thinks it's been lost, but no. Lebra is like, really? Yeah, really. And you also see him where he's eating in the principal's office. He's eating like 4 boxes of fries. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, are you that freaking hungry? You eat that much? And I'm thinking, like, how is it not putting on weight? Because that's a bit much. It was like a concert, though it's not. And apparently, get this. Keiko, I think it's Keigo, Yuki, and Tomoe are affected by it. Now, it is asked by Gento. He's listening to music. Why is he affected? Meteor points this out. They have cosmic energy. They're writers with cosmic energy. So that's why they're affected. I'm like, okay, that could explain why. That's a perfectly reasonable explanation. It's not just because they have Kamen Riders, because they have cosmic energy, and that's why they're immune to it. Eventually, of course, the creature is destroyed, and this also begins something that is kind of weird. So, he is defeated. His switch taken, instead of, like, because No Punishment is like, oh, let's send him to the Dark Nebula. No, let's not do that. Let's take a switch and erase his memory and set him free. I'm like, okay. Yes, that is going to be the new thing here if, in fact, even if he's defeated, apparently his task was completed. Apparently. So then the next two-parter, which is the Aquarius arc, yes, we have Gen and Yuki being like, thinking like rockets be worshipped like gods. Yeah, I thought this was really weird. And we have debut of Emmy, who is actually Aquarius. And she kind of becomes Yuki's rival for this two-parter. Yes, she does. And by the way, in this two-parter, this is noteworthy for this. This two-part is explained, is shown in part 2. This is the first time Gin has met the chairman. I'm like, that's interesting. 38 episodes in to beat the guy who's in charge of the school? And the thing is, he does not know he's the main villain. He does not know this at all. But 38 episodes in, he just simply asks him about the termination. He just, I'll arrange you to meet with a judge. Cool. And then Leo attacks him because he disrespects him. I'm like, really? And all because Cal's his bodyguard. And is it just me, or is this is the same building that he exited out of when he was seen episode 33? I thought this was kind of weird. I don't know if this is a hotel or if this is like a laboratory he's basically in front of. I'm thinking it's probably a hotel. Possibly, but who knows? And here's the thing. It is shown very long Gen knows who Aquarius is because of the way she talks. And in fact, she's like, oh, I'm going to space. At one point, she thinks Yuki cheated. Even at one point later on, even injuring her. And Meteor is now here's the thing. Yuki and Gen, they would participate in this particular thing. Like, yeah, they failed the test, but they answered the chairman's trick question. Because that is quite interesting. Keigo, obviously, because he's good at studying, doesn't think he's sick. But I accept that reasoning. The test had a trick question. Of course, tests a trick question. They do that. And they answered correctly. And they begin no problem. And I think in the case of Yuki, the reason why he probably allowed her to pass, why it was simple for her, because it was shown, I think in like episode 12, I think it was, when Keigo was trapped on the moon, that he can see the potential of her being an astronaut, given the fact that she loves space. The fact that she read this book, and sees a lot of potential in her. I'm like, okay, interesting. And that's the reason why they're able to get in. Despite the fact that probably fail the test anyways, but they were able to get in because they answered the chairman's question correctly. I'm like, it's all about looking at the stars. I'm like, okay, I like that. So, like, the first test is to make 1,000 paper cranes in apparently about 3 days. I'm like, do these people get, like, a time off for sleeping and eating? And at one point, like, you have Ellen wake people up, and then you see her, like, exit the room, which I'm like, was the room unlocked the whole time? I thought that was kind of weird. So, she exits out, and then, oh, look, she's Aquarius. Yeah, I know this was now, in the case of the last time they did something like this, it was a friend of Kago's who was part of the track team, and of course, the person who was the actual Zondar for the episode was the captain. That was a red herring. This actually was definitely true. Yeah. I'm surprised they pulled the same trick twice in the series. At least this time was a red herring. Gotta praise it for that. And of course you have, and I think it was Kago who did this, Kago Yuki, where he took out a paper crane and covered all the cameras up so the judges won't see Gentaro transform into Fourze. And they fight, and of course they even damage the simulation room, and they go outside. And of course, agree on a little bet, basically, like, have Yuki basically be the one to pass this stuff. And there's also the robot, and, well, like, oh, let's make a cat robot. Now, it turns out, she accuses Yuki of cheating. In actuality, she didn't cheat at all. Yeah, it's explained that by the judges that they put, like, this green card on the bottom of their boxes and asked them to hide the camera equipment. I'm like, okay, and Kago collaborates it because basically happened with him too. And so this happens while Ellen is basically had already pushed Yuki off a hill, and it damaged Yuki's, well. And of course, she also used the Aquarius thing to heal Kago's headaches that he goes through, which is interesting. And then, of course, after she basically explained that Yuki did not cheat, she basically was asked to do this. She heals her ankle, and then the four of them easily run up and they pass the test, no problem. And she's friend with Yuki, no problem, but not friend again because she's loyal to the chairman. So they basically, after the judges probably leave, that he challenged her to a one-on-one match, which she accepts. Really good match. She loses. And, well, then, of course, take it back to the Holocaust headquarters where they take her switch, erase memory, and set her free. Because even though that she got defeated by Kamen Rider, she did a good job. And also, Leo, Lebra found out, ooh, we have a Tauros. And it's the class president. Okay. I found that to be interesting, given the fact we kind of set this character up oh, he's a class president, okay. I think it was kind of predictable that he might become something in the future for the show, but a Zondart, that's interesting. I did not, that was a bit predictable, but not entirely predictable. Yep. But yeah. So, next time, basically, we'll discuss the second movie for the series. And it's not a team movie, it's a solo movie. Which should be interesting. And it's also, sadly put, the final appearance of a lot of characters from Fourze. Yeah, it's this movie, it's they bring these characters back to the movie, and then, they never appear in Kamen Rider ever again. I'll talk about it later. But I'm going to head out briefly to take care of a couple things, and then right back and watch the movie, the two specials, and right back to the show. And in case you're curious, though, because I've reviewed 38 now, how many episodes to go for this whole entire series? There's exactly 10 left. Yep, 10 more to go. Do I think I might finish up today? It is a strong possibility I might finish up today. Yeah. We'll find out later. Okay? But you next video. Bye.